That's what I've been trying to tell Trump. Like, you can just keep tariffing the ass. You don't got to do nothing else. Just keep tariffing the ass. And, you know, like if they come back with fucking 20, you come back, or 15, right, across the board, and then the 20 on crude oil. After you do 15 across the board, you basically just come back with 20 across the board. And if they want to change it, right, they want to stop doing that little extra 5, you know what I'm saying? You want to stop doing the little extra 5, and you basically fucking just, you know, you basically essentially just fuck them up the ass. And you basically do it to where you go tick for tack from them, and they basically will do, let's say, if they, instead of 15 and 20, they go straight to 20 because you did 15. Right? We just won those 2 scenarios for the time being. We won some money back, so we win. And you can just call it a day, right? And then you do 20, and then they'll do 25, and then they'll consistently look back, and you just kind of keep going with them until they fold. I'm sure that they'll fold after you try it again, and you just keep doing it. They'll fold because now you mobilized on them with China, or with Japan. And now you have South Korea watching North Korea. And then you sit there and try to have Taiwan, and if they try to take Taiwan, you know, you start putting dome weapons over there. I would put nukes over there. And if they come to try to get them, you blow that whole shit up. That's what I would do. I would blow that shit to Kingdom Come. You say, if you touch Taiwan and our lithium deposit shit, okay, and all of our production over there, and if you touch South Korea or Japan, we're gonna turn that shit into another fucking kaiju movie. It's gonna look like Godzilla 17, but it's a new one that's coming out, and it's called Freedomora. It's not Destroyer, it's Freedomora. Because we're gonna make a hydrogen bomb that blows up triplets of damage comparatively. Because it's not gonna be Destroyer, it's gonna be Freedomora. Freedora, that's what it's gonna be called, Freedora. It's just gonna have 6 heads. And it's going to be a Ghidorah Destroyer hybrid with Godzilla genetics that we've designed. And that's just going to fucking put you under the ground. Back into the Stone Age, apparently. You know, obviously. We're going to fuck you up the ass. You're not going to do shit about it. And like I said, if you come to try to steal them or do some sort of thing, there's going to be no Chinese working within anywhere near there. If you're even living in Taiwan and you're a Chinese person, you're not working where those nukes are at, period. We're gonna, you know, make it look like a random company or some shit, or we'll put it on a base somewhere. None of these motherfuckers are coming. And like, as soon as you come near there, we're blowing the whole shit up. And then we'll have like 15 of them there, just in case. So it blows the entire place of China directly up. Right? And then if we start seeing you come anywhere close to our country, like, you know, this is strategic. They plan this shit forever because you have to come over via the ocean. You're not beating our Navy, I promise you that. You might beat our Air Force because they suck, but you're not beating our Navy, right? Because Biden gave it to you like that, but you're not beating, I promise on my life. I've already done the research. You're not beating our Navy, I promise you that. Then we got destroyers and destroyers and destroyers and subs to have destroyers be protected by the subs. You know, it's fucking crazy, bro. You guys are out of your mind. Your Air Force, cool, but you can't fight what you can't see under the ground and under the water. So, and like I said, we got a better army. We can go under the ground. We can go through the ground, through all the mud, the dirt, all that shit. We got the Marines, you know? That's fine. You guys got a whole horde of zombies, but it's cool, you know? Bunch of kung fu zombies, it's cool. We'll leave it alone. You know, if you want to be froggy though, I'm telling you, we're gonna turn that shit into Freedora. It's gonna have Rodan genetics, so it's like breathing fire too. You know, it has like 14 sets of wings. It just fucking, it's like a new kaiju, bro. Just spitting lightning and fire and like a chemical blast all at the same time. And Godzilla's just like, what the fuck, you know? And then we'll have Godzilla help, you know? Because then we're just gonna take over the entire country. That's the whole movie, is that we're just raiding a country. It's gonna be like the new Godzilla movie where he just fucks everything up, but we're gonna do it with a new friend called Freedora. And we're gonna kick your fucking fairy asses right down the line back to 0. You guys are gonna be the lowest Asians. South Korea is gonna bully you. You guys are gonna have like 3% of your population left. You know, Kim Jong-un is gonna be a tyrant. He's gonna be like Frieza, just laughing his ass off because he decided to fucking not help y'all in BRICS because we talked to him recently. It's gonna be great. Like, we're not gonna give you no Dennis Rodman, Bussy, none of that shit. You ain't getting no more strippers from us to keep you calm, nothing. You're not getting no more freebies, bro. Dennis Rodman's not sucking your dick. He's not partying with y'all, you know. He's not. That's what, I swear to God, that's what they did. They sent him over there and let him get pegged by him. I swear they did. I swear to my mama. I went through the CIA records. I already seen it. Dennis Rodman, you are wild and you deserve a Nobel Peace Prize for that shit. You deserve a Nobel Peace Prize for that shit. They asked fucking MJ and Pippen if they wanted to join, and they were like, hell no. But like Jordan was like, nah, you can blow my shit up. Pippen was like, I'm not even gonna answer this question. And then the fucking Dennis Rodman was like, you know what? I'll do it for the country. Cause that motherfucker loves this place, bro. He gets all the bitches. He loves this place. He was just fucking all these hoes. And he's like, I get no more pussy? Okay, cool, I got you guys. He can have the pussy. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck, bro. It's fine. I've already had dick. It's fine. Perfectly fine. No problems with it. I promise. I love it. Even if it's small. Even if it's small. They have the smallest dick of all dicks. Even if it's small. Oh my God, bro. Only small dicks here. He starts talking like Trump because he's like the best friends with them now. He literally looked like Freezer, bro, when Trump came over. He like, just like I said it, he saw the video and he like literally was like, oh, they're not playing. They got a new pit bull named Christian fucking Brown who's gonna allow them to blow us to smithereens, bro. And I even told him, I was like, I want South Korea to have a person in office or we're gonna blow you to smithereens. We know you don't have any nukes. You won't ever get another nuke. Well, I'll even let you have nukes if you use them on China. Shit, that's what I told him to say too. I was like, listen, if you use them on China, listen, be my guest. Blow that shit to smithereens. You guys, if they ever do some shit, you'll be our secret weapon. Because you and China and Taiwan can have all of that shit. I'll give it to all the good Asians. I don't even care so long as you guys fuck them ass up. Because we'll get to you later if you start doing some fuck shit. You know, Japan will keep an eye on you because they already know not to fuck with us. I'll let you have Asia. You know what I mean? You're just going to have less population. We're going to stop global warming, right? Whatever happens. If we take it over or give it to y'all, I don't care. I love for Asians to have their own place. But we're not going to let y'all do what y'all be doing. You're not having all these nukes. Nothing. You ain't going to have another damn nuke so long as I live. Or the only country that's going to have nukes is us. And then we'll give you all kinds of other weapons so we keep our military aid going on. And that's fine. You just have to make it profitable for us. Because we know we're going to win. All we got to do is blow you up. It don't matter what fucking, you guys can have all the robots and shit that you want to, right? They're never going to tell you where. They're going to write it on pieces of paper, bro. They're never going to tell you where none of them nukes are. We'll have them in all kinds of crazy, Elon Musk's going to design a bunch of crazy bases. They're going to look like some shit out of a GTA movie, or a game. Like, you're not going to find them bitches at all. They're going to be like Halo stations all around the universe and shit. And they'll just send over a bunch of rockets directly to you guys and fuck you guys up. I swear, it's going to be like a Halo weapon system, I promise you. Give it 100 years, we're going to be on Mars. We're going to be sitting there talking to angels, which are really aliens and shit. It'll be awesome. Be awesome. If there's aliens, we're going to fuck them up too. If they're bad. If only if they're bad. If not, maybe do a little sex, little spicy time, make some new hybrids. We're good to go. We can travel on other planets. Gucci. Some new mutations. All that shit. Evolution. We got this. We're going to harness the power of the sun one day. Other than solar energy, some real serious power, We're going to travel across the universe, a whole bunch of fun shit. It's going to be Gucci. Oh, boy. They thought I was playing. You know what I'm saying? They thought I was playing. I saw the racism. Now all the races, black people, their true colors are being shown because there's no DEI because I told Trump not to do it. And then all of a sudden, they're all mad as fuck now, but they're all finding out the hard way that their own race don't even like what they're doing. Because they're sitting there turning on them like I said they would do. You got the one guy from New York talking about, you're not braiding hair in the back of the warehouse, get back to work, all this shit. I'm going to have all the good brothers sitting there just putting y'all to shame and putting y'all to work. That's what I'm saying. So we're not going to have no more stupid shit. If someone calls you the N-word, you're just going to take it and you're going to walk it off. Go into the bathroom on a 5-minute break, But if he says you can't do that, then you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You can't do it, And it sucks, but that's how my life is. I don't get to punch somebody in the face and get away with it. Y'all be getting away with that shit. They'll sit there and say it's a hate crime. Well, they've been hate criming me the whole time. If a white dude does anything in this country, right? I feel like y'all did back in the 60s. If a white dude does anything in this country, right? We get booked for it. It don't matter what it is. I literally had a black cop almost kill me with a Punisher helmet. It was like a black cop, a Spanish cop, another black cop, and there was like 40 other white cops who were sitting there like, what are you doing? And they're just like, oh, well, he just said this. Oh, like, still though, like, they didn't even want to talk to me. They're like, fuck, this dude's getting away with this shit. We had 40 people show up for nothing. Y'all wrecked his bike and slammed him on. And they already set it up. It was a setup. I was talking shit on my phone. They were in my phone because I was on the FBI watch list. All the cops around town knew what I was saying at all times. Right? They've been setting me up for years, following me around town. Every time I talk too much shit, the cops would be following me extra. I was like, why is this happening? It makes no statistical sense why I'd see 5 cops all at once, randomly, every day. Like, for like weeks, they would just pop up places and shit. It's because they were harassing me. They wanted to play it off as much as possible because they thought it was funny. And then when I started getting attuned to it, they started playing on it being more funny and making it more obvious so that I went psycho so I wouldn't be able to work as hard or whatever because I'd be so emotional the fact that they were literally harassing me all day as I'm poor and dealing with dogs and dealing with my ex and dealing with other bitches and not having kids yet and my life being ruined. And they're just making fun of me all the time. 10 plus years of this shit. Of them throwing me in mental hospitals because I did one drug and they kept me on other drugs so that I would still get thrown in mental hospitals. They gave me all kinds of meth-related drugs, new and improved types of Seroquel type shit and just different. They were just revolving doors. They didn't even know what was wrong with me. They were just trying to figure out if the drugs affected me or not. It's one big ass drug testing system. That's all it is. They don't even know what it does at the time, the drugs. They just say that this new drug came out, it's supposed to help this, let me try it. That's what they do. See if his symptoms get better. They don't even know what's going on with half the people in there. They literally just wreck your whole life and make you out to be something. And I'm doing all this stuff because of it, because it gives me the heebie-jeebies when I talk about it. So, it's sad, but it's funny as fuck. Don't get me wrong, it's funny as fuck if it's not happening to you. So, at the end of the day, all you people are schmucks for that shit. And you're getting what you deserve. Because now all the CIA is getting fucked. The cops are getting fucked. Right? I take all the money from extra cop resources that we don't need. Right? Cut all government spending. Right? I was going to give these cops a bunch of money. I was going to give them new vehicles. And they already got some new vehicles. Right? And I was giving them all this extra shit and trying to be nice to them. And they still killed my dog and had some of the people allowed them to kill my dogs and all kinds of other stuff. Working with this bitch, she's still giving them information. Right? They're like, oh, we were still trying to investigate you so we can spread it around. Yeah, okay, buddy. Okay, if they find anything on you, they're going to try to charge you. And that's why I said is that I would just get a VPN or I would just say it on my channel so long as YouTube won't ban me. Right? And I would have tried that so long as they left me alone enough, but they wanted to keep playing. They knew that. They were listening to my shit. But now YouTube is letting me talk. Like I've said some wild shit. So I think as long as I don't say the N-word, I'm fine. But this is going to be comedy and I'm going to start doing more comedic shit so that nobody even knows really what's going on with the neighbor stuff. As I solved that, I put my camera in a specific spot that allowed the Wi-Fi to work properly. And yeah, we'll just do it that way. So I was researching like how far Wi-Fi cameras can affect shit. And I started, like my camera starts working again. So like I said, you know, we'll do it that way. You know, so. I just need to get my VPN. I'm going to wait a little bit. It's going to go dead. You guys just follow the stuff I said for a while. I got the VPN. You know, I'll get a new phone, you know. As long as you guys aren't following me around and harassing me, like where I can't have a job and shit, and you're killing my dogs, then I'll be fine. You know what I mean? I won't harm nobody, you know. I'll let it go. You know, I'll get back to these fuckers later, you know, who've been murking my dogs, even though you guys are trying to maybe even, you know, help and correct me. We'll see how it goes. You know, like I said, y'all could just be, you know, you keep killing my dogs, you know, I'm going to make it seem like, you know, what it looks like, which is that you're trying to, you know, do some shit to me. I still haven't done nothing, but like I said, you keep fucking off, you know, and I'll just keep threatening whatever until, you know, I make my move. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to keep killing my dogs, you know, I'm going to stop it one way or another, whether that's suing you, getting you on camera, doing whatever I got to do. So, you can make it the easy way or the hard way. So, but yeah, I mean, you know, and you can sit there and try to be like, oh, he's just joking. I'm not joking. Don't fuck with my dogs. You know, so like I said. And it has to be like where, you know, they know that the person's going to do some crazy shit, or they know the person's going to do, you know, whatever. And yeah, they literally had this dude that was a cocaine dude, whatever, on camera. They paid his ass probably like $1 million or some shit. Acted like he was getting arrested for coke or whatever. They're going to use him to take out cartels and all the people involved in the drug trade and shit and cocaine. And, you know, or give him some of the money from like a future drug raid. If he, you know what I mean? That's what they should be doing. Paying off their people, you know, giving people in the jail cells incentive to want to help out and tell who's the bad people, like who's the bad CO, who's bringing all the weapons in. You know, give them some hungry howies. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll sit there and do it. Or you give them a free ride from going to prison. You know, they'll sit there and do it. You know, you do it that way, and then you make sure that those people don't fuck up ever again. Reintegrate them back into society, or put them in jail harder next time if they come back. You know what I mean? You can do all this type of stuff. You know, you pay a lot of those people. You know, you let a little milli or like 50 grand slide when you know you get the seizure, and automatically it shows up in his fucking, in his cell, and he doesn't know what to do with it, and he gives it to put it in the bank, and they take it and deposit it for him, or he gives them like the number to deposit in his bank. You know, and it says from fucking Harry or some shit. You know what I mean? You can do it some type of way like that. I don't care if you break the law if it's for a good reason, and they won't catch you. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't include harming people and fucking them up, okay? And people who are good people. If you want to fuck up somebody, you tell these people to go on street beefs and you fight the criminals, okay? Now, if you have to fuck up some people to solve a bunch of problems, be my guest. But you better be damn sure that they're actually doing something wrong and breaking the law. And in my case, we all know that you know that it's not illegal, and that the public doesn't really need to know about it, okay? But we all know that you decided to do it because I said so, and you were just following what I said, but you were really trying to be spiteful and hurtful about it, which is wrong. But I don't mind it. But the problem is that I mind that you guys don't even understand that it's not illegal. They don't really need to know about it. They don't really need to do anything about it to me. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, I'm sitting here playing with you and crying and shit, but I'm not even that worried about it. You know, I am worried somewhat, and I do want to get it back for what you did. Like I said, I told you I'd be emotional and say some wild shit, whatever, but I'd be fine, and I'm fine. I'm going to be fine enough, okay? But I will be getting you back, and you'll figure that out one way or another. So like I said, you know, everything needs to be cut and needs to be stopped, all that shit. People killing my dogs need to be stopped, okay? Like, really stopped, like, to the point of, like, no one's going to come to my property on some fuck shit with you know, masks on and all this other stuff, okay? And the cop down the street and everybody else should be able to take their license plate, anybody involved. They would have to come through all these people's yards and shit, and they would have to get, you know, that way. You couldn't just drive to my block and come get my dogs. You know, and I really should be able to not have to work either if I'm doing all this stuff for Trump. You know, like make Social Security for people like me, according to the government, they gotta get like $1,000 in food stamps. I'll be fine. I'll actually save more money than I was working. You know how much money I put in my fucking truck lately? It's insane. You know, if I'm working, I have to eat food more. I have to fucking, you know what I mean? I'm not even able to go to the grocery store because I'm doing so much, so I gotta eat Taco Bell. It just literally makes for less money, and my truck gets worse. If I was making $1,000 plus what my parents are giving me, I'd save up enough, and then every month I literally only spend about $1,000. Once I get another kennel system and all my yards set up, I'll be straight. I'll be saving like $500 a month. I'd only spend on food and dogs. I spend like $100. No, I spend like $50 a week now on dog food because I have less dogs. And if they're eating it consistently, it'll be fine. I'll plump them up enough because once they get thin, they usually don't like to eat as much. So I like it when they're eating more. But they don't die. You have to sit there and not feed them for like 3-4 days on the die. And they should go longer than that. But like no dog that dies within 1 or 2 days is healthy. There's something wrong. He's got worms, coccidia, something, you know, or is he just something genetically bad? Any dog that within 1 or 2 days, if you don't feed him, dies is a bad dog, or he's sick, either one. So that's just the way it is. If your dog goes 3 to 5 and is fine, then he's a healthy dog, you know, and you should be able to do that. So, you know, none of the puppies I've ever killed, I never just purposely killed them. There's been some that I knew were sick that I let die and I didn't take to the vet. But other than that, I don't have $5 grand for that shit. You know what I'm saying? I've never done it to where I'm just like murking animals though. You know, if you're like deathly sick, I'm not going to take you to the vet. And they knew that. Last time they came here, they knew that. So I'm going based off what you said last time, right? Which is that he's fine. Nobody convicted me. I don't even know the laws because they change every 2 minutes. And half the laws in this country, bro, are fucking retarded. And I'm technically autistic and retarded, so they're gonna let me go, and the most I'm gonna be in is in a mental hospital until they decide like how they're gonna, punish me. Like I'll get like community service. You know what I mean? Like according to the law, or you're gonna say that I'm a genius and I'm making all this shit up, and you're gonna give me my rights back, and then I'm gonna sue you. It's one or the other. Okay? You lost. That's what the answer is. You lost. And you've been fucking me up, making me sign off as much as possible, dealing with my trauma. So I do technically have trauma from what you've done and made it worse. So eventually when I get rid of that, then I'll be able to come and get my shit together and be able to have a gun and all that stuff. Then you guys can charge me with whatever. But then they'll say, oh, he's still autistic or whatever. Yeah, I'm autistic as far as functionality. I'm like slightly autistic, meaning like I can just I hyper fucking fixate on things like on what I'm doing right now, but I can stop it. You see what I'm trying to say? And I'm in general about how I act and do weird shit. I'm not schizophrenic. I don't really hear voices. I can make myself hear voices and then switch it off. It's your brain. Like your brain can do wild shit. And people were like, oh, well, that's an autistic thing to be able to fuck with that. No, it's not. People know how to do that. And even if it was, autism's great. Like, look at Elon Musk. He's fucking great. He thinks extremely hyper-rational. He doesn't think about, other people and their senses and their feelings all the time, which I don't. But I do it based on principle because it's a philosophical thing, right? I'm a sociopath as far as I don't really care. And I'm autistic as far as I don't really care too much, right? It has no effect to me, but it's a principle thing. And it's a thing where I actually enjoy just, comfort of people, but it's in general, but I don't enjoy you necessarily, but I can principally help you because of principle. I don't feel love just for other humans like that, or I try not to, okay? I feel love for people who are good people, and I feel love for people who are, like just in general for principle. I don't feel love, though, outside of that. I don't like to feel anything for someone who's a bad person or somebody who doesn't, want to help people, as far as principle. Now, I'll help people, like I said, as far as principle, but other than that, just naturally, no. You know what I'm saying? They'll say that you're a psychopath for that. No, I just don't fuck with those people. And that's how Christians are and all these other people. They don't fuck with other races. A lot of people are like that. So everybody's autistic? No, it's just, autism's like where you don't want to go outside, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I know somebody who's really autistic. Everybody else can say they're on a spectrum all they want to, but they're just regular humans and they have trauma and all this other shit. But at the end of the day, though, on some level, sure, if you want to say autism is where you don't want to talk to people, I don't want to talk to people. I don't like people. I actually hate the human race. But on principle, I can do good shit. Because I'm a person about philosophy and science and principle and logic, like Elon. Hopefully, He's had like 13 kids, Hopefully he's not a whore. Hopefully he's not really into taking over the world, which we all kind of know he is. I have a feeling about him. His dad gave him a lot of trauma, probably. His dad looks scary as shit. I'm sure that there's been weird stuff that have happened in his life. You can dissect it. But at the end of the day, he might be like me, who's based on principle. And we're logical. I'm just more, in general, logical. He's only one thing. He's just driving on that one thing. He wants robots. He wants technology. It's the future. Okay? I want the future, but I want to do it right. And I want to do it with biology involved and animals involved. And I'm more of like, traditional with that shit. I'm a little bit more extreme with tradition versus he's more extreme with the business functionality, he's more alternate, he's more right than I am. I'm like a little bit more to the left. But he's also more to the left a little bit because he's very, very about minorities, which I'm not so much because we are the minority. White people are the minority. I do care about minorities, though. Other minorities in this country, I do care about them. I just think that white people should have way more people, and that you guys should hold yourselves accountable for what you've done to our race, and all the things that you've stolen from us, and try to sit there and tell us that we are better than you. Even though we made all the things that you all talk about, like Dutch braids, that's a white person thing. It's not a fucking Egyptian, none of that. It's white people. Slaves, the word slave is a Slavic term, okay? There's been slaves since the dawn of human, basically, existence, okay? You guys didn't start it, all that shit. You guys aren't the messiahs. The oldest remains were in Africa. We have no idea if there's going to be older remains. They could be way under the ground. Nobody knows, okay? Guarantee you guys don't know shit about what you're talking about. Okay? If anybody's made this place, it's white people, okay? the end of the day, all modern technology pretty much is white people with the internal combustion engine, the computer, the cell phone, the shoe. I'm pretty sure the shoe. Fucking certain types of shoes, fashion designers, fucking... I mean, Kanye West is like the first black dude that's really like that big in fashion, or one of them. Like, there's like, most people are not that big in fashion. You see what I'm trying to say? Like, I can stop it, and I'm not like that. But, you know, people really have something to say about them shit. You know, meanwhile, they don't even know about fashion. They don't even know about the realities of what white people have done. You know what I'm saying? They don't know that white people have made this planet the way it is mostly. They don't know that, you know, we're all based on and connected on white people stuff. You know, they'll sit there and say you're racist and all this other shit. That's not racism. Racism is where you hate other countries. And I do hate other races. I just don't like them for their culture. You see what I'm trying to say? Because they'll pick on me for this type of shit that I'm doing right here. They'll sit there and say, you whitey, you whatever. Okay, I don't like that. I like all different colors and genetics because we're all the same race. You see what I'm trying to say? We're not any different, okay? Like, it's all the same race. But we are like a subspecies of our race, so we are divided somewhat, okay? It's like timber wolves versus Eurasian wolves. They're different slightly, okay? But we're all the same race, though, okay? I just don't like cultures, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's like me saying that black people don't like this about white people. I can say that about black people, but if I say it about y'all, I'm the hateful one. You see what I'm saying? You all can't take criticism. You never have. The fact is that you guys have destroyed this country. You have made DEI, of all things, a racist thing. Okay, you have made this country into an abomination. You're fucking our daughters. You know, all these white parents are like, you're really picking this dude? It's not because they're racist. It's because you all act like hoodlums. If you didn't act like that and you act more white and respectable, they would respect you. And just the same as if I go to a barbecue, I would want to say the lingo and take part in it. Now, I don't have to, neither do you, but you damn sure can't act like a fucking hoodlum out in public. That's not fair to everybody else. Nobody wants to hear y'all hooting and hollering and fighting people. If you say some weird shit based on rap or whatever, you can. Be my guest. But at the end of the day, okay, you're not going to be able to say that shit, okay? You know, you're not going to be able to do that type of shit. And that's what I'm trying to say. You can say all the KKK bullshit that you want, but then if I say it back, it's not a problem. You know, we're going to go tick for tack and make it fair, and then one day you guys will finally realize all this shit is dumb because you'll pick up a fucking book and realize white people are your best friends. If there's anybody on this planet that did more for the black race, it's white people, okay, than black people themselves. Your own people sold you as slaves. So if you want to go take it back when I become president or Trump decides to go for his 5th term, because he could do it technically under the term, under the laws of our country. Somebody at some point said 3's enough, and somebody else did 5. He could technically go for 5, okay? According to our country, he could go for 5. We're going to start at 3, though, and work our way up, okay? There's been somebody who went 4 and didn't finish 4. If he finishes at 4 and he makes it, okay, he might have to keep it just at that, just because he'll be the first one to finish 4. But then I can go for 5, or somebody else, or his son can go for 5. We will be in this bitch because we have the majority forever, especially now with DEI gone, because all the major people who own money are white people usually. So you're screwed unless you change your behavior. If you act like good people, everyone will hire you. There's people being hired right now and they look like complete hoodlums. I wouldn't hire that person. If somebody else does for their business, they can. But that doesn't mean I'm a racist. I just don't want to lose business because somebody somewhere will hate on that person. You see what I'm trying to say? And that allows for us to have a type of culture and a race here. Okay? But what the problem is that everybody doesn't want to hire anyone at all outside of that. Well, that's why we did DEI. And now we have a lot of a mixture of people. So now you all have businesses. So now you can all hire your own people. Okay? It works perfectly fine. You're literally admitting that there is racism here. Okay, but you're the one that said that there really kind of wasn't at one point because you're now so diverse and we have there's a Black History Month. It's not that, racist here. It's still a little bit because you all are the most racist people, but over time it'll be fine. Just start your own businesses and shut up. If you want to be black and join the stock market crew, be my guest. There's black people right now doing it. You'll be fine. If you get off your ass and do it, you'll be fine. Now there is gatekeepers and they're going to keep gates even worse now. And I hate them the most because they know as soon as I make some money, I'm stealing everybody's coin. That's why they don't let me in. So you got to act dumb somewhat, but also that you're willing to learn and they get to teach you, right? And if their business is like dying because they're dying and you're that one person to take it over, so that, we'll have some people like that. But we all know that they don't want other people involved in business. They gatekeep, just like everybody in rap music does, everybody elsewhere does. It sucks. You see what I'm saying? But that's how it's going to be. So buckle up. Like I said, there's no other way to beat them. If you take all the money away from them, they're going to leave. And then you're going to have to kill them for being, bad. If you were like a dictator, right? But there's going to be no smart people left. So, and then we can't import them because we're going to have to tariff India and China, right, into oblivion, and they won't do as much for us, right? Because they've been stealing from us. And then they're not going to like their punishment, okay? But we're not going to let them walk all over us, okay? And that's not by integrating them. That's not the way that you do that. Because if you just integrated them more, and you made it to where they all came here and shit, then they're going to fuck you up even more because they're going to be low-key for their team, and they're going to do probably what Vivek is doing or whoever else is doing. But I actually think that Vivek and other people like America. I kind of do. I think that, but like I said, you got to watch them because they're going to be low-key for their teams. That's the way the world is. Until we get over this tribalism shit, we're not going to do DEI because DEI is stupid. It's literally the most racist thing because it allows for all these other minorities in a country dominated by white people because white people were the minority and left Europe to come here, okay? They literally were the minority even in Europe. So they left it, came here, and now they're creating it because they felt bad for minorities. They're making it to where it's destroying our planet, okay? Because now everyone is overbreeding of certain types. Chinese people and Indians can come here and pump their best people here while they are overbreeding in their own countries and we won't do shit about it. Hey, there's a problem with this place. If you want to make it fair, then white people need to be fair. Okay, people need to be fair to white people. We're going to have a lot more kids then. You all are going to take a back seat, or you can shut up and we'll just have our own stuff, right? Legally, if you own it, you can do whatever you want with it so long as it's within the law, which is what DEI was stopping. So now all the companies can do whatever the fuck they want. You see what I'm saying? And you can't say shit because we already imported enough of you. We're completely we're so diverse, it's just destroying the planet. But other than that, we're like uber diverse. We're going to calm it the fuck down, and we're going to make it America again, and it's going to be Christian-based or culture Christian-based, meaning you can deal with science, all that type of stuff, but you better start going to church, right? You don't have to believe in everything that they say. You don't have to believe even in Jesus. But you can go to church, you can get some free food, you can fuck the pastor's wife, or some shit. At least do it in the church. Instead of cheating on these streets, do it in the church. Go get some morals. You know what I mean? Take something from what the pastor says. And, and if you don't want to watch that shit, we'll have some Christian rock groups. We'll have some cool shit that, like Creed. Creed was great, bro. Creed will come back in style. It sounded kind of Christian, right? But it's not really that Christian. Just talk about some good morals. Or something that related to religion. Y'all will sit there and talk about Vikings or some shit, or paganism, but you won't talk about Christianity. That's stupid, and I'm a pagan. My family is a part of the pagan groups, okay? I'd be nicknamed Willow Werewolf or some shit, or Young Werewolf, or fucking Berserker Wolf. That's my name, Berserker Wolf, or something like that. Like Bear Wolf Hybrid. That would be my name, or something, So, that's like kind of like what I would want to do. Literally, like, my name would be like Berserker Wolf or some weird shit like that. Okay? Because I'm like built like a bear, super strong type of person in a small person's body. So it's like I'm a wolf body, but I have like bear genetics. You know what I mean? Bear wolf, Berserker wolf. Berserkers are like bear humans, that go crazy and have gameness kind of thing, and do raging stuff, So, perfect name, Berserker wolf. So, that's really what it's like. Or Game Dog. That's why I named myself Game Dog. But my Viking name, yeah, that's what it'd be like. So that's what I'm saying. But I still go to church, though. That's at times in my life. I don't go now because it's a sham. I'm not going to sit there and have to pay $5. I'm not getting no free food, right? The service is like 30 minutes. You know what I mean? You don't even really get anything new out of it. I've heard them talk about Jesus so long. It's nothing new. There's no new things in the news. They're just doing the same old scriptures, same old shit, over and over again, Meanwhile, our country's being destroyed and all of our fathers are not being fathers anymore. They're fucking 7 girls and not, and that's the thing, bro. If you want to do that, do it as a sperm donor, Instead of sitting there and fucking all these hoes, do it as a sperm donor so that you have no legal obligations, right? And you didn't just do it naturally, because they're going to get you. They're going to get you for your money and for everything if you have a baby with them, okay? Do it where you have sign a paper on sperm donations. In AI is what it's called. In Florida, you can do it at the house as long as you artificially inseminate. Jerk off in a tub, a little test tube, and insert it into her, and and you film it, and you basically show that you did it, and that they sign a paper, and you're good. In court, you have no problems. That's what I was going to do until I found out I was maybe infertile, and I was still swimming somewhat, but I haven't had a kid yet, and that might be because I'm getting blocked somehow in my balls because my balls have been swollen or something like that. So maybe it's something that has to do with that. I might have to get surgery for it, or I might have to figure out how to stop the hydrocele kind of thing and figure out what my sperm is looking like kind of thing. So, we'll see. I think that, it's something like that. So, I don't know. It might, I gotta see what they say. They might say that it's working again, because I feel fine. So maybe it is just that it's blocked somehow and it has to be cleared out or something like that. So, because I was gonna have lots of kids, and the baby might not turn out like me. You know what I'm saying? It just might be the right genetics. And a lot of them turn out like their mom. Because the mom spends the most time with them. And that's our problem that we're having, is that all you feminists, right, are going to sit there and be like, oh, we don't want to deal with him no more because he's talking on the shit. Well, you're basically going against your own feminist beliefs, because you're basically have changed the world feminist because you've all been the moms, right, to all the kids because the dad's not been around. And now look what we have. And yet you'll sit there and deny my genetics because of something that I said, which is hurtful to our population, even though you can just get the best genes from me. You see what I'm saying? It's sadistic. These women are sadistic out here. I want them to understand that you can essentially have abortions, but they need to be to where if the baby is looked at as conscious, I would say, then you would not be able to do it. They say as low as let's say 5 months, you would not be able to do it then, unless it's for a reason. If you got raped, something like that, you have to have it then. You know what I mean? And you have to do it before 5 months. That's what I would say. As soon as they become conscious, you should not be able to kill some baby or something, okay? Now, I do understand that, on some level that if that kid was born by a rapist or a trafficker, they might turn out that way, and usually do on some level, or they do with some sort of behavior or way that they turn out similar to the parents. But that doesn't mean that they're going to be that bad, and you can raise them better, because that's what a woman's supposed to do, is raise her kids. Okay, you all can be good moms for once, and maybe, if you're a bad mom, maybe you change that up, and we can solve the problem of this shit, and then you can just make sure you don't have, sex with the wrong person, and you take birth control. It's really not that hard. They always have problems with something. Oh, birth control makes me feel like this. Okay, fine, then don't have sex or have them pull out. That's the only option, bro. Or you take plan B if you don't like him that much and he's abusive or something like that. You should not be able to rule all the world based on your vaginas, okay, in a production of our planet and society because you want to be selfish and you don't like the way it makes you feel. You know what I mean? That's selfish. It's truly selfish. And I understand the plight of women. I understand what you go through. I've dealt with women. I've lived with them my whole life. I know exactly what it is. Most of y'all are soft. I'm just being real with you. You're soft. You have all these problems, and it's crazy that the baby does come out of you, right? And it's whatever, but your vagina is supposed to do that. It's supposed to do that, and you're going to go through some pain, the same way that a guy would go through pain, right? When he gets growing pains or whatever, or his balls come into play, he starts itching them all the time. He gets hormones. It's the same thing. We all go through something, okay? You don't go through something that's that bad. You just are complaining about it because you don't want to have kids. Because you might have a complication. Well, if you stop dating people 6 times your size, the baby would come out more correctly, now wouldn't it? Okay, we all know what you like to do. You like to find that guy who's 6'5", he has a baby with you, and then they have to do a fucking C-section because you didn't want to get, a regular-sized male to fuck you. That's literally what it is, okay? Like Hathor, that dude should be fucking a 7-foot-tall chick. 6'5" Viking Valkyrie chick. Instead, he goes and finds the smallest chick who somehow That dude was plowing that shit open for years because that dude's hog must be huge because she is plowing out children that are going to be the size of me in middle school. So, that's what's going on. You people aren't realistic, you're crazy, and you all are whores. And you sit there and do horse shit all day. You do 304 stuff all day, right? And this is just comedy, but it's the truth. It's, you do horse stuff all day, and you sit there and blame it on people, right? Listen, if you stop having so much sex, your vagina would be tight, and you can go get a nice guy. You know what I mean? Go get somebody who's a rich guy, even though it's like 1% of them. You're not all that hot. You're going to hyper compete. All the guys are going to look at you as normal, right? And then you're going to be shit out of luck, and you're going to have to start being electricians and shit. It's going to be crazy, which some of you are already doing, right? Because you want to be independent. Fine, be independent. Listen, I would love to do less shit. If you guys want to help us out, be my guest. Men are overrun with work all over the damn place, okay? And, if you want to take care of me, listen, I will sit my ass on my ass. It'll be so kinky. I'll be so hard when you come home. I'll be so ready to go. I'll have dinner cooked. I'll eat your shit at the door, bro. I don't even care. I'm munching all that shit at the door. I'm munching the booty, the everything. Pussy, all that stuff. I'm eating it like it's my last breakfast, bro. My last meal. I'm eating that shit. So you can sit there. I'll give you a massage. You want to bring home $1 million a year, and I get half, bro? Half the bands, and I have to just clean the house like a good little hoe? Listen, I'm doing all that shit. I'm gonna dance around and fucking. I'll wear a thong. I don't even care. I'll be so hot. I'll have a 6-pack and wear a thong, bro. I promise. I promise. I'll find me some rich chick. You can make all the money. My ass will sit on the house. I'll watch soap operas. But manly soap operas. I'll watch like fucking The Boys or some shit, and then just sit there and fucking jerk off all day and make sure I put in a good 2 hours of work on your ass when you get home, and I'm gonna use the toys, and I'm gonna sit there and have romantic music playing. Listen, you bring me home 500 G's a year, god damn it, I'll do anything that you want to do, bro. Besides pegging, I'm not a fucking hoe. But other than that, you're not touching my butt unless you want to maybe lick it tops, my gooch tops. Other than that, you're not going in that shit. That's designed for one thing. And, the only reason why we go in your butt is because sometimes we slipped out and it's become the thing. So that's it. It might feel good to y'all, but that shit's so weird. Even if it felt good, it's just not supposed to be in there. So, and, women like to play around with that shit and be freaky because they're sexual objects. Men are more calm and we're more functional. That's why we complete each other. So, no. I'm going to be manly. You can be a psycho hoe. And I'll peg you, I'll put something in your butt and fuck you. I'll put a finger in there, all that stuff. But it's not going in mine. That's for damn sure. So. And the women are like that. They like the idea that we're more functional or more on that side of life where y'all are more fun, freaky, sexual, that we complete each other. That's why we're there. It gives us something that we both need. You're supposed to suck our dick more. We have more drives for it. You guys like to get off sometimes. And then we're supposed to take our time with you and be romantic and shit. That's the way it works. You're supposed to be our good little hoe, and I'm supposed to be a romantic Dracula. That's what you like. That's literally what it is. And y'all make it a big ass ordeal. You're like, oh, I gotta sit there and fucking, he's gotta make 6 figures and be 7 foot tall. It's like, bitch, what if I just eat your pussy and you go do something for once? You know what I mean? What if I just do the bare minimum and you show me that you're worth my time, and maybe someday we can start a business after 20 years of starving because it's going to be that hard in this economy, and then maybe we'll get somewhere, you fucking skeezing ass. It's like, bitch, I'll slurp it up. I'll give you the best head of all time if you would shut the fuck up and suck my dick for once, Let me be for once. Talking about the funds that we don't have because the economy sucks and you guys voted in a fucking person that's asleep at the wheel, Literally fucking sailing on the high seas. He's just like, yo-ho, yo. Doesn't even know what fucking state he was in when he was talking and giving speeches with 3 people there. Trump's in the meantime having whole ass arcades, and fucking and gladiator scenes and shit, It's having a whole ass game with y'all, bro. Like, just playing y'all like a fiddle, It literally, I told them to shoot him in the ear, and they did, bro, and then they're blaming it on the state. It's crazy. Because it is their fault. They should have stopped it. They all know that they should have stopped that shit, Or they were going to try to use it against me if they had to. And that's what it was. It was like I was going to play on it. They're gonna try to frame me, but then they found out that I'm not even involved. I'm just saying it through my phone. Like a whole plan of what I was saying. So, like I said, and they're going straight to it. And they were trying to play it off like we don't really know for sure, and we're just gonna try to get close enough to you and find out where you are, and which they already knew where I was, and you know, they were gonna try to shut me down as much as possible, and then use me in the end to destroy me. So, and what I've said. So yeah, but not now, not now. You know, like I said, I'll help them more. They leave my ass alone and stop fucking searching me and all this other shit for my dog stuff. I'll get a VPN with what they told me, and we'll be ready to rock. And I'll have a new cell phone. You know, I'll probably get one for my birthday with a little click off button. It'll be straight. I'm gonna get a camcorder, you know. Sean Ryan knows exactly where, you know, I'll be at all times. It'll be awesome. He'll coordinate with that shit, and then they'll train me up to be the new president. You know, but we're in, you know, unless I talk too much shit, which they'll probably be butthurt about it. We'll see if they really stand for all the shit that they talk, you know, because they wanted to test me and low-key kill my dogs or be a part of it too. But at the same time, they literally were doing that shit to take care of me because of what I said about the vets and other people. So it's fine. Like I said, I don't think that any of them are, you know, going to harm anybody. I think the Democrats and you guys are full of shit, but you guys are a lot less full of shit. But, you know, you'll probably harm some people, but and have with the whole fire thing and all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, bro, unless I testify, you'll never get it out of me. I could just be doing a joke. So, and I'm gonna leave it at that, because you never know. But yeah, so it's like, you know, what you do, you never know. Yeah, man, it's like, you know, they basically, you know, realistically, the whole state, liberals included, don't even want to be involved, because I'm going to bring up liberal problems too, and then it's going to be one giant state problem. So their whole shit's not going to happen. Even if they want to impeach Donald Trump, they'll never do it. All it's going to make it do is look bad to him, right? So we already won. The most that I'm going to do is fuck up DeSantis, but then they're going to hop in J.D. Vance, which they did, right? And then DeSantis will hate me forever, but at the same time, he can retire knowing that, you know, the world's going to be in a good place, because I kind of don't even think, he's probably exhausted, to be honest with you. His wife's probably going to take over while he just sits at his house like a lion, because he's been doing a whole bunch of good shit for a while, despite being a corrupt asshole with the government. You know, he's like one of the most, he's literally a super cop. He's done probably more corrupt shit to criminals than anybody, but it's fine, they're criminals. But they, you know, now he's sicking on me because I'm talking shit about his police force. That's not good. You know, you can't do that. You can't do that good and then fuck it up by doing that and proving my point. You're all corrupt and pieces of shit. Learn how to be decent people, okay? If somebody says something to you, who the fuck cares? Walk it off. Don't kill them or their dogs. Don't attack their stuff. Leave it alone, because then that will be the status quo, so that people aren't out here just doing all-out warfare like they are right now. Everybody's like a fucking CIA agent now, and they're all fucking each other up and shit because they don't want to leave each other alone. Canceling each other and shit. Like, I'm sitting there having to do like special ops, and I gotta go get like a fucking bulletproof glass now to put over my fucking cameras and shit, because somebody with a mask will come in and just kill my animals because I helped you out. Like, this is insane. You know, you just lost an election. It's not even my fault. I'm just giving them stuff because they're fucking investigating me, and you're gonna harm me for that, knowing that I might get put in jail because they'll just decide to fuck me off, because the military and government have always done that. And so now they probably won't, because they'll try to look good, even though I'm always going to have that thought in my head that they might have, because they've done shit like that to me before. And it's like, you know, and it's a different time though, so I'll try to be good with it, but I'm always going to think that way. So I'll never sit there and fucking, and that's actually kind of a good thing. I'll never sit there and trust you, right? Because then I always have something over my shoulder, which is kind of what they want, but they only care about me for functioning, which I don't even know what would have necessarily happened. You know, I kind of feel like they like me somewhat, and I'm telling the truth. But I also feel like low-key they would off me just because of what I've said, and that they think I might actually do something crazy. Because I would. If they keep fucking with me so much, I would. But if the Democrats do it, you know what I mean? I know it's them, then that's different. You know what I mean? You can't sit there and force me to do anything, and that's why this whole shit will work. I'll do what's right. You won't be able to force me. If you do, I'm going to slap y'all up. I'm going to give you less money. And then you're going to try to off me, and then it's going to make the whole country stalemate again. And you're going to lose all these years that we just put in because you guys are fucking evil fucks. And then hopefully China destroys us. Because if you don't get shit done now, people like me, it works perfectly fine. I'm gonna make everything happen, and you know it, so you're kind of scared, and you know, then you try to do evil shit, and then you do it just based on spite too, because you're evil fucking monkeys with guns. You're just running around doing willy-nilly shit. How about you suck it up, be a man for once, because all you motherfuckers aren't even manly. Real men don't sit there and kill everything that moves. They sit there and decide if it's a good idea or not, okay? They don't just take orders. They sit there and go, you know what, this guy's actually bad, because I do know that he's done this, because I've seen stuff and I've heard from people I trust, you know what I mean? But there's people who just decide to go in there and just shoot motherfuckers, and they pick those people all the time. There's a bunch of them. They just would sit there and do what they're told. They wouldn't even care what the guy said, because they're just going to do what the government tells them. And the government will probably put them in jail if they don't. That's crazy. It should be based on if you want to do the damn thing. Now, if you agree to it and fuck up, right, because you decided not to, okay, that's something different. You agreed to it, and I can see how, you know, that was a whole mission. But if it comes out that the mission was bad, then you shouldn't go to jail. You should be set free, because the mission was a fucking crazy-ass mission. Makes sense, right? That's not what y'all do. What y'all do is you make everything about you, and if they fuck it up because you're doing something wrong, then they get booked, and you try to frame them and all this other shit. You know what I mean? I don't even know who to believe, because maybe that dude did kill a terrorist, you know? That one guy. Maybe he did. But is it a bad terrorist? Who cares? Right? But is it somebody who is not trying to fight back? Okay. But maybe we have too many people that we already have in jail, in prison, and they didn't know that, and he decided to off his ass, right? Because he wanted to get rid of him. I don't care then. It depends on the circumstance. You know what I mean? Do you think that we should kill people? No, but I also understand that they're terrorists. You know what I mean? Like, one less terrorist. All right, you know? It's like, what do you side with? You know what I mean? And then they all were sitting there conspiring against him, and it might have been just because they were mad at him because, you know, he was talking shit after or something. Who knows? Either way, bro, it's a terrorist. I don't care that much of those people die. I care about the people who are like the family members or all these other people that you should not do anything to. Now, you might have to, because those people are going to hate you. Now, if you want to integrate them back into society, be my guest. If not, then you might have to, because then you're just going to create more and more problems. Now, I think you should integrate them into America and give them a good life and get only the youngest ones so that they have a lot of time to or ones that you think will do it, or that, you know, if you get them in you know, you have like a talk with them in a test and say, will you do anything illegal later on? And if they say yes as a kid, then you just watch them and you just give them to the best parents you can and see what he does, you know? Because the most that they're going to do here with all the cops there's going to be is not much, because they're going to be on there asking. You can tap his phone, you know, you just give them a phone when they're young and tap it and all that kind of stuff, you know? So, which Ford is not doing now, which is kind of a good thing, because if kids knew what you could do, bro, they'd lose their fucking shit. Or they'll start doing CIA stuff at an early age. They won't even be kids, bro, anymore. They'll be like little mini soldiers. You know, kid stuff is not even around anymore. They don't play outside. They just do crazy, nerdy shit all day on the internet. You know, they go out and play sports once in a blue moon. You know, dumb shit. But, yeah, man, it's just, you know, Joe Rogan was doing a special of mine. Got nothing for it. Stargate, I got nothing for it. I just want like 1% of Stargate to be a takes off. That's all. Just give me 1%. I'm not going to snitch. We're going to call it a day. I'll figure it out later. You know, with all these motherfuckers. And honestly, if I do my dog breeding shit, I think it'll be fine. But, you know, we'll see how I feel, because, you know, everybody will die on this planet and stuff like that. It's fine. And I'm sure that karma will get them. So maybe if karma gets them, we'll see. But like I said, I don't want to, you know, I'm at least going to have to get my dog stuff done. And then I'll make my way over to president stuff, and I'll also be strongest person in the world style. I can get both of those things done while training in jiu-jitsu here and there. And I'll make it to where I'm at least, you know, I'll be like 40-something. I have at least pro fights or UFC fights, and I'll get there. I have years. You know, I got to make this shit work. So, you know, I'll be putting foot to ass, and it'll be fine. I'll have some kids, hopefully. I'll go to the doctor soon. Call it a day, you know. You don't have to push me. You know, like I said, I'll just be talking to my phone about all the new topics, and I'm getting good at that. Now I'm going to have security cameras. As long as y'all are watching and helping me, it'll be fine. You know, so he should put cameras on his property. The guy should put cameras on his property. Anybody who wants to help with the Trump shit should put cameras on the property. And I'm going to hide some. I'm going to hide them up in places and all kinds of stuff. I'm going to have to. You know, it would take you 40 minutes to figure out where everything's at. That's what you have to do. So there's so many cameras out there that I have to put out there. It's fucking ridiculous, though. It's gonna cost me tons of money, but whatever. They're gonna be filming at the same time, you know. That's fine, you know. I'll probably lock up that shed or do something like that so it looks like they broke in. So they obviously had to know where everything was at, and it would look like the neighbors did it or somebody like that, you know, that they scoped it out, you know. So we'll start there. But I need like 10 cameras, bro. It's ridiculous. All with like money every year, you know, to go back into, you know, dealing with all that shit. It's whatever. And I'm gonna make it worse for them. If they kill my dogs, I'm gonna make it worse. I'm gonna make it worse on both parties. I'm gonna take less and less money from the government, or more and more money from the government and police, and you know, whoever does the worst gets the worst done to them. And then, you know, we'll be saving money, and then we'll get out of taxes, or out of debt, excuse me, and you know, I'll give the money back to the people because the billionaires will have less taxes. So you all get paid more, but you'll be less cops. So you're gonna have to find some other job. Sitting there working for a ton of money and, you know, doing nothing, you know, while the country gets destroyed because, you know, you guys don't know how to just leave people alone and focus on the right thing, you know, but better hope those cops are trained. You know, everybody wants to play games and shit with me, you know, we'll see. All that extra cop money, bye-bye. Y'all be making 50 grand, that's it. I won't even give y'all extras, you know. That'd just be, unless you're like super duper cop, you ain't getting shit. Oh. Fuck around and find out. But, you know, it's fine. Now, if you leave them alone, I'll pay cops a bunch more, you know, and then I'll have more cops. But it depends on how you do. You can't just sit there and fucking do evil shit like you've been doing with me. So, and don't say I really wanted that. You all know that I did it. You do that I did it. I wanted you guys to help me out. Come say, you know, some shit. Come do whatever. And like, you know, you give me some money, stuff like that. So, but I'll take it. It's fine. You could have just gave me kennel system. I'll take it though.